We will be studying linear inequalities. For linear equations, which you previously studied, the solution is every point that is on the line that represents the equation. For example, and this is just an example, it's not the equation of this line, y equals negative 4x plus 2. We take this 2 and we use it to find the y-intercept, and then we use the slope to draw the line. And then when we get the line, every point that is on the line is a solution to that linear equation, okay? But it's just the points that are on the line. For a linear inequality, the solution is all the points that make the inequality true. For example, if it said greater than, it would be all the points on this side. If it said less than, it would be all the points on this side. If it said greater than or equal to, it would be all the points on this side and all the points on the line. If it said less than or equal to, it would be all the points on this side and the points on the line. Let's try a couple and see if we can get some ideas going for you. Okay, so we've got y is greater than x minus 3. The first thing you do is you graph it as if it said y equals x minus 3. So we come up here and we find the y-intercept, which is negative 3. We come over here and we put a dot at 1, 2, negative 3. Then our slope is 1. So we go up 1 and over 1 and we put our dot. And then we draw our line. And the line is dashed. Now the reason the line is dashed is to indicate that the points on the line are not included in the solution. The way you know that, it would be a solid line if it said greater than or equal to. So as long as that line is not there, then it means it's going to be a dashed line. Okay, now how do you know where to shade? Well, one of the ways you know how to shade is if you can test it, okay? So let's test a point. Let's choose a point on here that would be easy. It's got to be near the line, so let's choose 0, 0, because 0, 0 is easy to work with. Now if we get a true statement, we'll shade on this side. If we get a false statement, we'll shade on this side. So let's see, we've got 0, 0, which is the x and the y. We come up here and we go y, which is 0, is greater than x, which is 0, minus 3. So 0 is greater than negative 3. Is that true? Yes, it is. So since that is true, you shade on the side of the point that you tested. So that means that everything on this side is included in the solution for this inequality. All right, it's your turn. Pause the video, try this one, and then get back to me, okay? All right, let's see how you did. We've got a y-intercept of negative 1, so we come over here to negative 1 and we put a dot. Our slope is 2 over 1, so we come over here and we go up 2 and over 1, up 2 and over 1. The reason I'm doing this time is because I don't have the line already drawn for you. So we draw our line and we test a point. So we test a point. Let's choose 0, 0 again because it's near the line. So we go 0 is greater than 2 times 0 minus 1. 0 is greater than 0 minus 1. 0 is greater than negative 1. Is that true? Yes, it is. So that means we shade on this side of the line. Do you see the mistake that I made? I just realized I made a mistake. I hope that you caught it because I did not make it a dashed line. I should have made it a dashed line because it says greater than. It does not say greater than or equal to. Did you catch that mistake? Did you not make that mistake? Good job. All right, now we've got y is greater than or equal to x minus 3. So we come over here and we go minus 3. The slope is 1, so we go up 1 and over 1. We draw our line. And we choose a point and it's a solid line. I'm sorry, it's a solid line because it says or equal to. Now we choose a point to test. Let's choose one that is close to the line. So let's choose 1, -1. 1, -1. So we come over here and we choose -1 for y is greater than or equal to 1 minus 3. So that gives us -1 is greater than or equal to -2. Is that true? Yes, it is. So we shade that side. All right, your turn. You try this one, come back, stop the video, try this one, and then come back to me and we'll see how you did. Okay, so we've got a y-intercept of +2, so we come over here to the +2, put our dot. The slope is -1 over 1, so we go down 1 and right 1, and we draw a line. And it's a solid line because it says or equal to right here. So now where do we shade? 0, 0 is close enough this time, so we choose 0, 0. And we come back over here and we go y, which is 0, is greater than or equal to 0 plus 2. Let's mark that out. 0 is greater than or equal to 2. Is that true or false? That is a false statement. So since we chose this side and we got a false statement, that means we shade on this side. So now let's try another one. Well, you know how to do this one. The only difference is it's got a 2 over 3 instead of a whole an integer for the slope. So let's go to our y-intercept, which is -2. We put a dot, then we go up 2 and over 3, and up 2 and over 3, and then we draw our line. It's going to be a dashed line because it doesn't say or equal to. And then where do we shade? We test a point. Let's choose, this is very close again, we choose 1, -1, 1, -1. And we can go y, which is -1, is less than 2/3 x, which is 1, minus 2. That gives you -1 is less than 2/3 minus 2. -1 is less than, and 2/3 minus 2 is -1 1/3. Is -1 less than -1 1/3? No, it's not. So that means that we shade on the other side. So we shade on this side because we got a false statement when we were testing this side. All right, it's your turn. Try this one and then come back to me. So you've got a slope of -4, a y-intercept of -4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a slope of 3 over 4. So we go up 1, 2, 3, and right 1, 2, 3, 4. And we draw a line, and this time I have to draw it myself. And where do we shade? We shade, let's choose a point near the line. Let's choose this point, which is 2, -2. So we've got 2, -2. And we come over here and we go -2 is less than 3/4 times 2 minus 4. -2 is less than, and you can do this with your calculator if you choose to, 1.5 minus 4. -2 is less than -2 1/2. Is -2 less than -2 1/2? No, it's not. So we come over here and we tested this side, but we got a false statement. That means that we shade this side. Oh, and I messed up again, didn't I? This should be a dashed line. Did you catch that? All right, this is the dashed line because it says less than. It does not say less than or equal to. It's a real easy mistake to make, so whenever you're taking your quizzes and assessments, make sure that you check to make sure you did that correctly. All right, now some vertical and horizontal lines so that you'll know how to do them. We've got y is less than 1. So we come over here to 1 and we put a dot. And then we draw our line because we know that when it says y is equal to 1 or y is less than 1, it's going to be a horizontal line. So we draw our horizontal line. It says less than, but it does not say equal to, so that means that it's going to be a dashed line. So we make it a dashed line. And we put our arrows on the end. And so we've got y is less than 1. We test a point. Here's 0, 0. So we test 0, 0. It says y is 0. So we go 0 is less than 1. Is 0 less than 1? Yes, it is. So since 0 is less than 1, that means this is a true statement on the side we tested, and we shade below it where the point was. Your turn. Y is less than or equal to 1. Why? Skip that one. Skip. Alright, x is greater than or equal to negative 1. So we come over here and we put a dot at negative 1. And we draw our vertical line this time through that point. And it says or equal to, so that means it's a solid line. And we make it have arrows on the end like all lines should have. Okay, now the question is where do we shade? So we choose a point that's close to it. We could choose this point or this one. 0 is always real easy to choose. So we come over here and we've got 0, 0. And we go x, which is 0, is greater than or equal to negative 1. Is that true? Yes, it is. So since we tested a point on this side and we got a true statement, then we shade this side. Alright, what pattern do you notice? It says y is greater than, and we shade to the left, shade above it. Y is greater than or equal to, we shade above it. Y is greater than, we shade above it. Y is less than, we shade below it. Y is less than, we shade below it. Y is less than, we shade below it. So there's a pattern. If it says less than, you shade below it. If it says greater than, you shade above it. Now one more thing before we close this out. If it's a vertical line, in which direction do things get greater on the number line? They get greater going to the right. So if it's a vertical line, you shade to the right. If it says greater than. If it says less than, you shade to the left. Same thing with the horizontal line. Where do things get greater? They get greater as they go up. So if it says greater than, you shade above it. If it says less than, you shade below it.